Hi friends, welcome to today's prenatal yoga. So I know the last couple videos that I've posted have had a little bit more of a challenge to them. So today we're going to keep it really chill, really stretchy, and just more of a recovery day. I know we had a super busy day yesterday, and so today feels like we should just be on the chill side. So that's where we're going to be today in our practice too. So we're actually going to start toward the top of your mat. Coming to our mountain. If you had a crazy few days, just letting that all settle. Feeling your heart rate come down. Your soul and your mind just calming. We should feel your breath filling up your lungs completely. And then exhaling. Again. Bringing those fingertips to the sky. Big inhale, reach, 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 reach. Slight back bend if you wish. And then exhaling, bending at the hips. Just letting those hands feel heavy, bending at the knees if that feels comfortable to you. Just letting that head slowly hang. Ragdoll it up, slowly coming to standing. Inhaling up. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Let those hands hang. Let that head be heavy. You can even grab elbow to elbow if that feels good. If those hands are hanging, you could do big circles. And then opposite. Ragdoll it up. Big inhale. Exhale one more time, all the way down. Rolling it up. Great job. Let's do some big shoulder rolls to the front and the back. And then back to front. Change instructions front to back, but let's do this with our big arms. At your own pace. And then reverse. Breathing through. Hands come to heart. Setting your intention for this practice is to just be present. If it's to stretch or to move, or to calm your mind, to be refilled. Big inhale and exhale. Today we're going to open up to the wide side of our mat. Do a little standing poses, some standing stretches, some mobility and flexibility. First, we're going to start with just 5-point start. So your feet can be pointed to the side of your mat, or they can be angled to the corners. It's really whatever feels good in your hips today. We're going to extend those arms long and strong, like we're going to grow our wingspan. Just settle into this pose. Opening your heart, opening your mind, feeling the presence. Hinging at the hips, we're going to bring those fingertips down toward our toes. They don't have to reach your toes. They don't have to reach your mat. They could be on toward your knees, toward your ankles. You can grab under your big toes with your pointer and middle finger. That's available to you. Whatever feels good for you and your body today.
We're going to bring those hands toward the center underneath our nose. This would be a good time if you have a block and you need it to reach the ground. You can have it lengthwise, fat-wise, tall-wise, or flat, whatever serves you today. If you need that block, totally okay. So hands are directly under your nose. We're going to ground that right hand and open up our left. Again, twists. We don't do a lot of twists. This is more of just an opening. So you don't have to twist at your waist. You just open that arm. So if it doesn't come very high, that's okay too. We're just opening up that left wing, grounding with our right. Then we're going to ground our left and open with the right. Both hands back to center. If available to you, we're going to take our fingertips and point them toward our toes. So that's opposite directions. Again, you can always bend your knees too if you need a little bit more leeway to get those hands to the ground. We're going to walk our fingertips toward the opposite side of our mat. And let that head feel heavy. Bring those hands back to center, back to hips, and then we're going to come back to our standing position. Big shoulder rolls, releasing any tension. Again, 5-point star, open up and breathe. We're going to bring those hands to our heart. Bending with the right foot. I like to turn my right foot out slightly. We're going to bend in like a lateral lunge. So this left leg stays semi-straight, whatever straight looks like for you. And we're going to bend at that right leg. It's almost like a little bit like a warrior stance. Warrior 2, but your hands are to your heart. We're just going to lower that right leg down. If you're super bendy, you want to come all the way down to your mat, you can. Not necessary. Up here is just fine. Back to center. We have to walk that foot in, pointing our left toe out, grounding that right, leaning, bending with that left leg. Back to center, bringing those toes in slightly, probably keeping them fairly bent. We're going to do our yogi squats. So again, bending at your knees, bring that bottom down. You can come all the way down if this is available to you and that doesn't, hinder your belly, or you can be up here, hands on thighs if you need that, totally okay. So we're going to do a few squats up and down to just raise our heart rate a little bit, and then we're going to bring it back down. So hands to heart or on your waist, your thighs, whatever works for you. You're going to squat down and back up. Dropping that bottom down, increasing the mobility in those hips. Two more. And back to the top. Opening back up again to that 5-point star. Breathe it through. Bring those hands to heart. We're going to grab our hands together, and basically we're going to open those legs up again like we're in that 5-point star. And I don't know what the name of this move is, so forgive me, but it's like a clock face. So you're going to bend at the left, and these arms are going to come in big circles, just like you're a big clock. You're going to flow through those hips, bending at the knees. Again, this increases our mobility and our flexibility. Pausing on top, we're going to change directions, so down to the right, up through the left. up to the top. Last time, reach, reach, reach. Hands to hips and heart. Big inhale and exhale. Great job. We're gonna come to the top of our mat. We're gonna work our way down to the mat to do some pigeon poses. So if you need your block handy, you might wanna grab it. Standing at the top, big inhale up. Forward fold down. Bending at those knees. Bring those hands to the mat, coming back, dropping those knees to your modified plank. We're just gonna hold. Chin is up, shoulders are relaxed. We're gonna tuck those toes, push up into your down dog, and then bring that right knee toward your right wrist for your pigeon. Again, depending on where your belly's at, how you're feeling today, be in your high pigeon. You could drop to the outside to kind of sit on that right hip if that feels better. Or if your belly's not in the way, come all the way down to your low pigeon. Again, you're just gonna have to listen to your body and what feels good for you today. We're gonna be here for about 30 seconds. You can always use that block under that hip if that helps. Feel free to change your position throughout the pose too. Coming out of our pigeon, coming into our high, forward and low. Coming back to our table. Let's just cat-cow. Through, wag that tail, if that feels good. Just work out any tension you might have. Pushing back up into your down dog. Then we're going to take that left knee towards your left wrist. Come to your pigeon. Foot can be tucked. You can be out on that hip. Be high or low. Coming up out of our pigeon, checking that back toe, bring that left knee back to your table. Again, you can cat-cow or wag your tail. We're going to keep those hips up in that back table, but melt those hands down toward the mat into melting heart. This I prefer actually the child's pose. I feel like it just gives more space for your belly, more flexibility in the hips. Coming back onto our table, we're going to move into our deer pose. So that right knee is going to come toward your right wrist. You're going to open up that leg and keep that back leg bent. So your legs look like an S pose. This is basically deer. You can come up here. You can, if we weren't pregnant, twist toward the right, lean toward the left, whatever feels comfortable for you. But you're working on the flexibility in this front hip and this back hip as well. So again, play with the pose, feel what feels good for you, what feels challenging, but safe. I'm gonna be here for about 30 seconds. For myself, just leaning forward slightly, I can feel it in that right hip. A lot of times these moves don't have to be super complicated or bendy to be effective. Coming out of our deer, we're going to swing those legs around, just basically change positions. So that left leg is bent forward, right leg is bent to the back. It's that opposite angle S. Again, you can lean forward, slightly to the left or the right, whatever feels good for you today. Releasing from that deer, we're going to swing that right leg in front to our butterfly pose. I find sitting on the mat that having a block under my bottom helps a lot just for comfort and for mobility. So that's a suggestion. You could also use a pillow or a bolster if you have one of those. So we're going to have the soles of our feet together. Our knees are just relaxed outward. Spine is tall and long. Shoulders are relaxed. Hands can be resting on your knees. Do some recentering, just some shoulder and hip stretches. So first we're just going to bend slightly at the waist, reaching those fingertips forward. You might not go very far, that's totally okay. You're going to feel it in your hips, even with a small movement forward. Again, keep those shoulders relaxed and that chest up. And then releasing, bring those fingertips high to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, those cactus arms, open the chest. Bringing them behind the back, interlacing those fingers and just raising them up slightly. Release, inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Fingertips interlace behind and raise slightly. Last time through, inhale up. Cactus those arms. This time we're going to interlace those fingertips behind, raise them slightly, and lean a little bit forward. You're going to be working those hips and those shoulders. Again, do what feels comfortable for you and your body today. All right, we're going to release some big shoulder circles. Bring those legs together in that staff pose. Spine is tall and long, shoulders relaxed. If available, hinging slightly at the hips, walking those fingertips down your legs. Again, even if you used to be able to touch your toes, you might not be able to right now. That's okay. And then release. If you're sitting in a block, you take that out. We're going to find our most relaxed position. Just laying on your mat, either on your side or on your back if that's available. You put a block between your knees for a 1 minute relaxation. Again, this might be the only quiet you get all day. Just enjoy. Wiggling those fingers and toes, rotating your wrists and ankles. In your own time, coming back to your seated position. Bringing hands to heart. Finding gratitude for your practice today. Recalling your intention. Thanks so much for sharing this time. Namaste.